So my name is Ina Wester-Eichler from the Friends of Bayreuth office, and I want to welcome all of you from all the different countries. And first of all, of course, Lise Davidsen and Stefan Gould. We are so happy that you joined or you agreed to attend our Zoom talk with the Young Friends of Bayreuth Festival and some of the scholars of the Richard Wagner Stipendienstiftung. I don't want to talk too much. Very welcome to all of you, and I give the microphone to Konrad.
So I'm being asked to allow questions. So let's open up to the audience. Feel free. Go ahead.
Mr. Gould, you said in the interview at some point about the production that you came in sort of into the rehearsals a little skeptical or just a little bit unsure of how it was going to go. And then in just a few short days, Mr. Kratzer had you completely on board. So could you guys talk a little bit about how he worked and how he how he got you guys into this kind of stage concert that I've never really seen in comparison on an opera stage? Thank you.
Well, as usual with any concept opera that you hear might be a little different, shall we say. I came in with a healthy amount of skepticism because I've done Tannhäuser traditionally, but I've also done some very, very unusual productions of it. But what was interesting is at the Konzeptionsgespräch, literally at the end of that, I was convinced. I was absolutely convinced from the very beginning. Tobias I had seen some of the drawings and stuff and seen some of my costumes because in Bayreuth, they always work a year in advance. So I had costume fittings the year before we started rehearsals. And when I saw that I was in a Bozo the Clown outfit, it just automatically makes you start to be skeptical. But like I said, at the Konzeptionsgespräch, within just that day, just in 3 hours, 4 hours, he explained the concept, he explained what he wanted to do, and I was absolutely convinced.
This was my first time in Bayreuth, and I was so nervous I could, I just came and I was like, okay, I've sung with Stefan before and I've done with Markus Eicher and some of them I met. But I think I totally agree with what Stefan said in terms of presenting this. When we heard about the clown, it was like, okay, where are you going? And then we realized it's a play within a play, and this Venus Elisabeth, it's people, it's emotions, it's who we are, it's what we're met with in life. But I think for me, I've done now both that one and a Fidelio at Covent Garden with Tobias, and I mean, I haven't worked with as many stage directors as Stefan had, but his preparation is just extreme. And in that, I don't say that he's picky or controlling, but he knows where he wants to go, and then we can go that way. And if I don't know where to go, he will help me. There is no such thing as I've planned exactly, this is your route, pick up that and then move on. But there is a very clear picture of where we want to go, how we want to do it, and what he wanted to be.
I think for you, it was certainly a surprise to have an entrance in the first act.
Yeah, and that was the biggest challenge of the show because Stefan said, punch me then, punch me then. I'm supposed to hit you, remember? And I was trying all the skills I've learned in terms of fake punch, hitting, and he was like, no, it's fine. But sometimes I really heard the slap, and every time I left stage, I was like, no, what if it really hurts? But yeah, no, I really enjoyed this presentation of Elisabeth and their relationship, because I think this sets a lot of who they are and what they are before you see the Dichtere Halle, because it's such a joyful song, and of course you see the relationship afterwards. But this was for me mentally and for the role a very nice preparation, I think, and to sort of also for me see him in that costume and to see who are you and who have you been when you've not been with me. So I enjoy that, apart from the slapping.
Well, I found that it's just that we are playing almost a play within a play.
Yeah.
So we're really two sets of characters, all of us on stage at the same time. We're actually Tannhäuser, Elisabeth, but then we're also, the characters are opera singers who just happen to be, at the Bayreuth at this time. So I thought that was rather ingenious, but that first entrance, it's important. We did practice it a lot, and it's not that I like to be hit, but I was standing there, realizing that Elisabeth is supposed to be she was so hurt by, and we learned later that she actually almost tried to commit suicide because of their relationship breaking and him being gone. So she has every right to actually make it look real on stage in the first act. And so that's why I think we went that way. And I think the effect really works then, because if Elisabeth doesn't show the audience the level of hurt and destruction that Tannhäuser gave to her. And I think Tobias knew that was what we needed in this direction. And it was just brilliant. It's just brilliant. It really sets the relationship with Tannhäuser and Elisabeth like no other production that I've been in. So that was fun. It was fun.
It is
admitted you liked hitting a man once in a while.
So much anger in me.
Other questions? Please go ahead.
Hi, everybody. I have a question leading off of what Stephen just said a moment ago. When you're singing Wagner, what is it like for you as a performer to perform on the Bayreuth stage? How is that different from performing, say, the same Tannhäuser production in London or in New York? Is there a certain energy in the air? You have a direct connection back to Wagner's original vision. What is that like from your perspective?
I premiered there in 2004 with Tannhäuser, with Christian Thielemann, Philippe Arlot, I think was the director. And when the overture started on the opening night, it was all I could do to keep from throwing up several times. So as far as I can say, to sing for the first time in Bayreuth, all the expectations, the pressures, everything, it's terrifying, but it's also wondrous when it all comes together. That's all I can say about it. The first time it's like the first cup of coffee in the morning. It's a one-time experience. And for me, it was terrifying. So I'll give it to Lise now.
Yeah, no, I mean, you've done it so many places, but I can tell a story about my opening then. So as you've heard, and if you haven't seen it, I lie dead in Stephen's lap at the end with blood covered everywhere. My hands like this, and as soon as the light goes, the first thing we hear is boo, and then I hear Stephen, "Welcome to Bayreuth." And it was so much love in that, because I knew that, or at least I felt you were saying that this is just how it is. Let's stand up and we're done now. and I will never forget that, because it sort of made me, I mean, I know that's how it is. I know it wasn't meant for the two of us left on stage in the end, but still it sort of gave me this, I forgot about it for a second. So I was happy that you reminded me that that's where we were.
Have a nice evening, and thank you all, and bye-bye.